my first Diet Coke.
All right, welcome back. It is the 55th episode of The Weekly Rant. Sitting to my left, your right, is Miss Stevette. Good stat. And to my right, your left, Mr. Chris Porcelli.
Hard emphasis on the mister.
Sir,
is by
ma'am?
far the worst pour I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, well, you know, it just doesn't go into plastic. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a fresh 2 liter.
Yeah.
I just want to start, before we BS our way through this right now, I want to start with, what is that? That's weird. You're wearing a dress.
I am wearing a dress.
You're wearing shades.
I am.
It was not part of the, it's not an accessory
I'm
optional.
also wearing a necklace.
Oh my god, he's accessorized.
It's really scary to take it too far. I need a hat again. Look at my head on camera.
Look at your face.
Yeah, that's a good point. Unless you're masking it up, buddy. We're in there. 2 ball guys.
Oh, man. So, yeah, you're wearing a dress.
I am.
So, back in last December, we made a bet of basically Steve had said that the A's are going to make and win the World Series. Through the year, the actual bet had been revised and...
Because I did something in golf and, you know.
Either golf. You never beat me in golf.
There was that one hole or whatever.
Hole.
Yeah.
The one hole.
The one hole.
And then you ended up in a dress somehow.
So we had...
They just had to make the World Series.
At least it was just 1 hole.
It's true. We had... that's what wives always say. We had John...
There it is.
We had John Daly on back in March, and we couldn't decide what we were going to do, and I said, "Oh, shave your head." He says, "Oh, you know, I can't. I'm a lawyer. This and that." And then John, welcome back to the show. And so John said, "Oh, let's get him in a dress." All right, he agreed, and he lost. And can you stand up?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Oh my! That's just the top.
Oh my god.
It's
Well,
bloated.
that's his girlfriend's dress, and that's her necklace.
Is it though? Is it?
Is it her chest? Is it her chest hair too, or is that all yours?
It's my chest hair.
She's a nice lady.
So if you want to call in 609-975-9689, we got a jam-packed show.
Yes, we do.
Jimmy, why don't you start the rundown?
All right. Oh man, sorry, I'm not used to the seat right now. All right, welcome back to the show.
I know
Here
that's
we
not
are.
your normal seat because you weigh too much for it.
I don't like it. I got a new one that you're sitting in.
I know, it's so comfortable.
How did that happen? Wait a minute. You won the bet. I show up here. I've got a wooden folding chair. You're sitting as a back supporting something or other, and this kid's sitting there executive style in his dress. Well, he is in a dress.
That's how it is. Let's get to this front
All right,
down.
yeah, let's go.
New York sports, they're all collapsing. All 36 teams except for one.
The New York Islanders.
Heyo.
We got Brian Ernie of SMY Nets calling in.
We're going to talk about the off-season moves for the Mets and the Yankees.
Way to pick up on that and skip over that. I love it. Rangers and Islanders. We're going to do a little bit more of a breakdown and really mostly discuss the Islanders and how just ridiculous they are.
We could talk about the Rangers.
We could.
There is a little bit to talk about. What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
We're also going to have Bobby Rajabi, a.k.a. Dr. Law from It's MMazing, to talk about UFC 181 and the fights that went down this past weekend.
The NFL playoff picture. What's
Wow.
But
I give this whole little mess.
coming in hot on time, always paying attention. That's what you get when I'm on the show. Only quality.
and then we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl show that we'll be doing again.
Do we have a big announcement that we're going to wait till the end of the show to announce?
Do we have a big announcement?
Do we have that? Is that how that works? Is this a tease? That's how they call it in the biz?
Well, no, it's just I have.
Oh, we're just going to talk about our Super Bowl show.
Oh, we're just going to talk about it?
Yeah, at the end.
Okay. Let's talk about that. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that.
And last but not least, like always, how come I'm the one that has to
think it's
freaking
kinda
introduce
like-
Jimmy's rant?
Yeah, but you know that phrase, last but not least. Are you sure it's not least?
Oh, it is
It is
least.
least.
That's why it's last.
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely last. Probably least.
It's 9689, right?
9689. That's correct. That's correct.
What's that?
The thing for the thing.
Steve's measurements of his dress?
Yeah.
No, it's more like 46 around.
Hey, I'm close to that.
Hey, I hit 46. You're gonna see me on Instagram flexing like weight loss in a week.
I'm gonna be flexing my thighs.
I get down to 46. I'd
Be
be
flexing my stomach.
I'd be in a tank top all day, every day.
So New York sports. Let's jump into this.
Yeah, let's go.
Leave the Islanders out for a minute.
Okay,
here.
Sure.
The Giants, the
They
atrocious
suck.
Giants. Okay, they got a win that to me was unexpected. I mean, although it's the Titans, Dude, they just lost to the Raiders. They were going up against the second worst team in the NFL, and I was kind of sorry, maybe the third, because the Jets are the
They
second
didn't lose
worst.
to the Raiders.
When did they just lose to the week before?
Jaguars.
Jaguars, sorry. Yeah,
And they blew a 21-point lead.
25-24. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
was thinking
but-
they'd blow it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we're the Giants fans.
Yeah. Look, it's a lost year. I mean, the bigger picture is where do you go from here? That's really my concern.
Massive is where you go from here.
Put your Eli hating away to the side, okay? It's a new offensive coordinator.
Who
Odell
may not
Beckham.
make it until next year.
Yeah, but is that really his fault though?
No, it's
No.
not.
The problems with this team are not the offense. They were at
Yes,
the beginning,
it
but
is.
they're coming around. It's not the
Yes, it
offense. They have the worst ranked
But they're bringing in Ben McAdoo to
Yep.
try and have Eli play in a fast-paced offense that requires an accurate quarterback. Not going to happen. They can't play. in that
Fast pace
system.
doesn't necessarily mean you have accurate.
Well, no, it
Eli
requires
Manning is one of the
accuracy.
best 2-minute drill quarterbacks in the
I
league.
can argue that he's the best.
Yeah, but
So
you have
then-
to get in a situation in which you can get into a 2-minute drill
Right.
that makes it actually worth it.
And you
Yeah,
have to
so
be
the-
consistent.
Right, but the idea of
Like Geno
speeding up
Smith,
the
he's
game
the epitome of consistency.
consistently terrible. But
Consistent nonetheless.
No, but the idea of speeding up the game for Eli Manning would play to the hands that if he's good in a 2-minute drill, he'd be good in a 3.5-minute drill.
When's Brian Cole?
3
15 or
minutes.
10?
10.
10?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm glad. Yeah. Well, I mean, but you got to look at the bigger picture. All the other teams, it's funny that the powerhouse teams, you know, the Knicks, the Giants,
You just said-
Yankees, right? The perennials. You know what I mean? Like you talk about the New York City teams, they're on their downswings. Whereas you have teams like the Islanders,
The Mets.
and other than the Jets, which are just
Or the Nets, who also stink.
Oh, yeah,
We'll talk
the-
about Nets basketball in just a few moments. But
Yes. Let's do a hop, skip, and a jump over to the Jets.
that was embarrassing. I watched that game and I was excited that we were going to win, even though I want to lose every game. And then just the way we lost with an 87-yard screen
Oh,
pass.
God.
Double screen pass.
Well, for the past couple of weeks, I've been saying to everybody the screen pass, I think, is one of the worst plays in football. High risk, high reward, and they nailed it.
They were just
exactly
trying to
that.
get 5 yards, and that's what they were going to get. Missed tackle later. Sheldon Richardson can't run 85 yards down the field, and well, game over.
You know, I'm trying to rack my brain. Didn't Victor Cruz score a big screen pass? against
99
the Jets?
yards.
Yep.
Again, who was that against?
The Jets.
Oh God, who's coaching that team?
Rex
Rex
Ryan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He won't have a job in a few weeks.
No, but you know what? But that's the thing about a coach like him. He came in. He had started great. He made a couple of runs to the playoffs. That message gets old. All coaches get old.
You guys look so.
that
You don't
message
look
gets-
professional. You took off your suit.
What?
You have a nice shirt underneath, though.
Thank you.
I don't.
I got a nice chest there.
Jesus, this deteriorated so quickly.
Just know this is
Yeah.
Jimmy's fault.
No, but I mean, but honestly,
It's John's fault.
so
It is John's fault.
We'll hear from him, we'll hear from him in a
all
little
right.
bit.
So the Jets are going to fire Rex Ryan, right? Mm-hmm. Fact.
Yes.
What do you do with it?
What about? I was just going to say what about it. Yeah.
You know what's going to happen if Idzik stays around, which God, I hope not. They're going to get Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator in Seattle, or Darren Bevel, the offensive coordinator in Seattle, and they're going to learn something that we've already learned. The Jets are not Seattle. They're never going to be Seattle.
God, no.
They never can
No.
be Seattle. You can't hire Seattle guys and do well with the Seattle plan. It doesn't work. We don't have the players. Although, I do like Harvin. I really do.
But what was the Seattle plan?
Just win, baby.
But seriously, the Seattle plan to me is, you caught a great draft pick in Russell Wilson, who turns out to be a very good quarterback.
Amazing.
It's hard to play in that stadium. And then they built a defense up, and Pete Carroll just seems like an awesome dude. Pete Carroll's got a guy.
But they
I'm gonna
did-
grab a beer with.
Pete Carroll
He
failed
is-
with two organizations prior to getting hired by USC. Name the two. Anyone?
Jets,
Jets
and
and Giants.
the Giants, actually.
Uh,
Yeah. He was on the
no,
Giants.
He
staff.
was on the Giants staff. He was not.
I know
Giants
one of them
staff.
was the Jets,
Yes, Jets is correct.
and
New England.
I don't know.
New England is correct. Yes.
Yeah, but again though, it's all about, when it comes to football, it's about getting guys on the same page to play together. That's it. Teams don't look for dynasties anymore. These guys are trying to get paid on their own. But the idea of getting Richard Sherman, who's getting paid an absorbent amount of money with a mouth like him, buying into a team system, Pete Carroll's doing that with them, and they have a very good defense. But again, that's not. How does that translate to the Jets? The Jets are a mess.
It's not. My question is, who or at least what position are the Jets going to aim for in the draft?
I don't know. It's got to be quarterback. They can't. You can't. They're trying to
But
run
then
an
does it
offense
come- but then does it
where
come
you
down
can't
to-
throw the football. You're trying to run an offense where you can't throw the football, where you have to limit your quarterback. Which, in all honesty, though, you got to think about it. I don't know if when Idzik said that Geno Smith had to start, if Rex Ryan went out there and said, "Well, we're not going to throw the ball," against the game against Miami, when all they did is run it just to stick it to him. Who knows? But the idea that you're playing offense, only being able to run the ball is not going to work. You're never going to be successful in the NFL.
I think your analysis is a bunch of fuckery.
That's a strong word.
You don't need a quarterback in the first round. I'm sorry, I know it's a family show, but I'm
it's
just
really not a family show. You're sitting here in a freaking dress.
Yes.
This guy can't pour a Diet Coke. I mean.
Anyway, and I'm drinking water.
You don't think you need a quarterback to win in this league?
That is Brian.
All right.
We'll talk about this afterwards.
We're welcoming in here Brian Ernie of SNY with the Nets. Brian, how you doing?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. How's everything going?
Can't complain. Holiday season full in effect, so it's a good time of year.
Excellent, excellent. So we're glad to have you here. Definitely looking to talk about the Nets and what they're doing. I just want to start off real quickly, though. What's going on with Karolinko? Have they decided if they're going to make a deal with the 76ers or not yet?
Well, they're certainly working on it. Watch reported today that it looks like things are kind of heating up on that front, and that was later corroborated by Mike Mazzio of ESPN New York. So, I mean, it certainly seems as close. It wouldn't be an acquisition for the Sixers. They would just waive Karolinko. I'm assuming that, this would be done with getting the second-round draft pick in mind from the Sixers side of things. From the Nets side, I mean, I know Karolinko only makes just over $3 million, but the Nets are still a luxury tax team, and they'll save them about $12.1 million against the luxury tax. So, I mean, listen, I think that relationship is a nightmare, and I think that the Nets completely botched that, but it's just a shame. It's a shame to see that he's going to walk out of town.
So I think the most important thing going on in Nets world right now was the visitors at the Nets game last night.
What are you talking about? The King, or
I'm talking about Prince and Princess, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge.
Duke and Duchess.
What are your thoughts on their visit?
It was great. Let me tell you. Listen. It certainly, I guess, attracted a different demographic to a Nets game. I think there were probably a lot more girlfriends and wives tuning in that normally do for a Brooklyn Nets basketball. That being said, I mean, who cares? I don't mean to rage. Well, what the heck? This country is kind of against raging upon the Royals. Why do you care as Americans? I'm sure that's a different question for a different podcast, different radio show, but I don't know, guys. It was infuriating, to say the least. I believe over 100 credentialed media there for the game last night.
Plus
many of which were from select tabloids and stuff. So it is what it is. It just is what it is.
And now they did. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did delay the start of the fourth quarter because there was commotion around them. Is that true?
Well, yeah, it was a big commotion. I mean, you got to figure they made their way down courtside in the middle of the third quarter, where LeBron and the Cavs decided from that point on to outpoint the Nets by about 22. For the Nets 49-27 from that point on.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I get it's a huge deal and for popular culture or whatever. But as a guy who's just watching the game and really couldn't care less about the royal family.
Now, let's move on to some basketball.
I got one last question. About the whole. I don't know anything about European royalty and the Dutch guy. You think now Prince William? He said Dutch.
No, he's a Duchess.
He's a Duke.
He's a Duke. She's the Duchess.
All right, so
come on.
The male royalty figure that was there. Do you think he referred to LeBron James as King James and how he felt about that?
He is the Duke of Cambridge, I believe that's the official title.
Yes.
Thanks.
And I don't know exactly how many royal funds could be made from here on out, but let's keep making them.
Now, let's switch from the puns. Let's go to basketball. The Nets currently sit, surprisingly, I don't know how it's possible. The East is just that bad, in the 8th seed. And yet, I read today they're putting Deron Williams, Brooke Lopez, and Joe Johnson on the trading block. What's going on here?
Well, supposedly, if you talk to net sources inside the organization, they say this isn't a break from our normal attitude that we have towards players. We always say no one's untradeable, and that's cool. I mean, I guess that's true of everybody. But that being said, I think there's definitely some smoke here in this situation. Listen, the Nets need to rebuild. They made their shot. They had Brooke Lopez, obviously, the holdover from the New Jersey days. They re-signed Darren Williams after they were able to trade for him and, have him play there and sell him on Brooklyn for a year and a half. And then, obviously, the big trade that they basically just absorbed Joe Johnson's contract and kind of mortgaged the future. Then they took a bigger shot with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. And this team is in transition. I mean, it really reminds me, as a Mets fan also, it reminds me of the waning days of the Omar Minaya era where it was just patch the problem, patch the problem, patch the problem. And it was never about the bigger plan. Where's the team going to be 4, 5, 6 years down the road? I mean, I have to be honest, if I'm a Nets fan, which I am also, besides covering the team, I mean, it frustrates me because you see teams that are getting better, that are getting younger, that are getting more athletic. The Nets team is pretty insistent on, or at least for the last 2 off-season teams, insisted on adding older, more experienced pieces. And then they kind of abandoned that last year, and they brought over Bohan from Europe, and they made these moves, traded for Sergei Karasev, and did these things that looked like maybe they were turning over the nucleus. And then they don't play those guys. I mean, I know Bohan's
yeah, he looks good sitting on the sidelines in the Brooklyn in the Barclays Center, though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Mason Plumlee, who is a perfect example. Jerome Jordan right now is taking up minutes where Mason Plumlee should be playing. And listen, I know the guys are going to have a good start to the season, but this is a legitimate first-round pick that you've developed into a Rookie of the Year candidate last year. Why is a journeyman center eating his minutes? It doesn't make any sense. So I really think they're just at a crossroads right now, and quite frankly, they should tear it down. The 8th seed and going out in the first round every year, nobody wants to see that. You're better off just tearing it all down.
Well, that's not going to cut it, and they barely got through last year, getting knocked out in the second. But, mentioning the future, they have over $100 million locked up between their top 3 players. And, what are they going to do? If they want to make these guys available for trades, who is available on the market that will be able to work out a trade with them? And if not, how would that deal actually go down? Who would continue to pay someone else's salary and pick them up? I mean, you got 2 more years for Williams at 43, 2 more years for Johnson at 48, and Lopez has got another year for almost $20 million. What are they exactly looking for that they think they could possibly get?
Here's the thing. I think if they move those guys, which they still haven't yet, I mean, they could, who knows, Brooke Lopez could come back from this latest injury and look and never look back. Which
injury? Which injury? Which one? When was the last time this guy?
Right now it's the lower back strain, but I mean, this is the most recent one that's keeping him out. All I'm saying is that guys are injury prone right until they aren't. They either are and they end their careers, or it just stops one day, and guys kind of get over that. You never know whose body's going to respond how. So let's say Brooke Lopez comes back in 2 games and then goes back to being a 25-point, 16-rebound, 7-foot center that can score, pretty much from almost anywhere within 18, 20 feet of the basket.
Right.
There are a lot of teams that would take that guy. Don't forget, too, with Lopez, they're already into one of those 2 years right now. So Lopez is 1 more year. They're committed to Lopez for next year.
Yeah, he's got 16-7 left.
The same goes for Joe Johnson, but expiring contracts in the NBA because of the salary cap ramifications are very valuable. So if the Nets, I think the Nets have to wait until the summer to try to get rid of some of these guys, Lopez and Johnson specifically. But when it comes to Williams, I think he's proven that he can stay healthy and he can be a starting point guard on a contending team. So if they move him, I bet they'll have some figures.
So you're around the league, right? What is these expiring contracts? That's, in your opinion, that's the best way to rebuild for the Nets, right? Try to unload some of these expiring contracts to a team that might find value in that.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry, the connection's kind of bad. Can you repeat that?
I just said, so the expiring contracts, right? That's really what the Nets have to offer. What kind of market is there for these expiring contracts? Is that the best way to rebuild?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're about to find out. When you have multiple national reporters, reporting that the Nets are telling teams that these guys are available, that usually means that, the team has sent out feelers to some people. Somebody's sources have leaked it. So I think that there's something to these whispers. I imagine that over the next, months, they'll find out, and the market can change on a dime, too. Remember, every once in a while you get a team that's desperate and thinks they're on the brink. Maybe, a team that's up and coming in the West that feels like they need to distinguish themselves. Or, a team that says, hey, the field is wide open, and, outside of LeBron, Kevin Love, and the Cavs, there's nobody else. So, you really never
That's
know
true.
who's going to step up this time. I imagine we'll get some clarity. I wouldn't say anything's imminent, but we'll probably get some clarity as to what they can get. I would say by the summer you'll start to, if not before that.
And you can read more of Brian Ernie's insights on smynets.com. But before you leave, Brian, you still there? Nope, we lost him.
Yeah, it looks like we lost him.
Brian, thank you so much for calling. You can read Brian Ernie on smynets.com.
Guy knows his stuff. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. Definitely. We hope.
Oh, he's trying back.
All right, Brian, we got you there?
Yeah, man, the connection's much better now, so let's try.
Perfect. I was actually just saying we can read you on smynets.com. And
you can, yes. Yeah, smynets.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Brian Ernie. We've lost the last T for saving. I am not a Sesame Street character.
Oh boy.
And yeah, check it out. We always have content. I'm brutally honest, and while you're at it, check out the rest of the SNY blog network. Mets blog, the Jets blog, even the Knicks blog. Those guys do great work over there too. So definitely worthwhile when you're chilling, talking about work, pretending to be productive.
Before we let you, and trust
Some
me,
of us pretend better than others.
Trust me, I read plenty. I think I'm your biggest hit. Before we let you go, looking up at the standings, you see Milwaukee game and a half better than the Nets right now. Is coaching the problem this year, or is missing Jason Kidd a big issue? Or are you happy with Lionel Hollins?
I mean, I don't think you can really be happy with Lionel Hollins, right? I mean, listen, you're adapting to a brand new system. I know that there's starting to be some, more rave reviews. I read a couple of things lately that it's, we like this guy. He's great in the media room, and listen, media types like coaches that talk. Jason Kidd did not talk at all. He didn't talk to the media. He didn't want to talk about anything. Other than the fact that the guy can really, I think you've seen, with his various run-ins with the law, and kind of his odd, sociopathic tendencies that he displayed when he was leaving Brooklyn and kind of taking this deal with Milwaukee.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, you get some varying viewpoints on how guys are playing out. I think the proof is ultimately in the pudding. I think, Milwaukee has a good, young, inspired team that are obviously adapting well to the Kidd system. And I think, when you have a group of veterans, it's tougher to, install a brand new system, especially when they have to learn a new one every year.
Yeah.
This is basically the fourth system they've been on since they played at Barclays Center. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth.
Very true. Very true.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us. You can read him at smynets.com. Brian Ernie, writer for the Brooklyn Nets. There we go. Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Care.
Wow, that was just bad right
That
there.
is terrible.
I really wanted to say New Jersey Nets too, and I just
really wanted to say that. I mean, they've been that long.
So we got another caller coming in a minute, and what you're looking at right now is he's looking at the profile here, if you will, of Chrissy Yandoli.
Oh, the MMA. The MMA fighter.
The MMA who we met this past weekend.
Yes.
And awesome girl.
Oh, she could fight.
I was waiting to hear back from her. Yeah, she showed you a couple videos too.
Yeah, that's
her Twitter from last week was I really had a lot of fun with. No, it does not say that.
No, she's a very.
I got excited.
No, she's a very good fighter.
I want to know how she's a fighter. She's gorgeous.
Look at Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate, and some of the other ones.
I think, but that's
You?
the way.
Yes.
But that's the way. But that's the way the MMA is going. You know, it's breaking into some of these things where you have women that are able to actually fight, like really fight.
That's true.
You know, it's not just this. It's not just a undercard type thing.
That's true.
Before our special caller calls in, do you want to go back to football, or you want to?
Football, not yet. I do want to touch base, though.
I'm talking about the Jets. We kind of got cut off when I was talking about the blasphemy of what Chris was saying. The Jets don't need a quarterback first. The Jets have so many holes that they need to start with anything and everything.
How? What? Give me. You can't play football and
You can't
in
play
this
defense.
League with that. It's fine, but you can scheme defenses. If you can't throw the football
And
in 2014, the National Football League, you will never win games. That's a
It's
fact.
not
That's not
necessarily
even debatable.
Their
We have
defensive
a
line is
quarterback.
okay.
We have a quarterback.
Yeah, in Matt Sims.
Oh, that was cute. You guys, did you guys plan that out beforehand? That was very
Well, it was because of Matt Sims, actually, once before, that I had gotten him to drop the F-bomb on the air.
No,
Yes.
that's nice job. No,
And I dropped it twice today.
But what do they need a quarterback. That's
They
it. You're
do.
going to
I'm
keep
not
trying
denying
over.
that. They do
Because you're not
need-
going to trade for mediocre quarterbacks. You're not going to go get a Brian Hoyer, who you could have got a
You don't see
second round
quarterback
draft
trades
pick.
anymore.
Well, you could have got a second round draft pick for him earlier in the season, and now Johnny Manziel's starting.
Well, you know Hoyer's going to be on the block, so the Jets can bring in Hoyer. The Jets can bring in
Hoyer's a
RG3.
free agent.
Yeah,
but what is-
RG3. They
But
could
again,
bring in
you-
even trade for Harbaugh. I think we have our call coming in here now.
Training for a coach.
On the weekly rant, is this John?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, we
Hey,
got U.S.
John.
Olympian John Daly on the phone with us. John, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. You guys get some extra funding? Who's the guy you right?
Oh, we're doing pretty good here.
Well,
doing
well,
good.
yeah.
I spent a lot of those fundings on the dress that Steve decided to wear tonight.
I was going to say, should he stand up and give me a twirl? Because I can't really tell on the computer screen.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I feel like somebody needs to throw him $1.
Now, John, you're only seeing the blouse top. He actually does have this purplish dress on, which is god awful. I'll post a picture up in a little bit, but this is kudos to you, and I thank you so much for this bet.
Yeah, rumor has it you're the one that started
You
this.
should thank the Oakland Athletics.
No.
Yeah, I guess it's better than shaving your head, though, right, Steve?
Exactly right, man.
Yeah.
So how's everything going, buddy? How are you?
Things are going good. Yeah, I'm just down in D.C. trying to avoid your guys' nor'easter up there.
That's it.
Well, that's a lot of rain.
You missing training? Would this be the time you would normally start training again?
Yeah, man. First World Cup is this Friday in Lake Placid, so it's a U.S. stomping ground. So that hurts not to be sliding again, but I guess you can't sleigh ride forever, right?
Oh God, of course you can.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to do it next weekend when it snows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, something told me
Find
he's...
some little kids to light up on the local hill.
Bowling.
I'll take a hockey stick with me while I'm out there and see how many I can take down as I'm going down there. Oh man. So listen, when's the next time you're coming back here? Because to be quite honest with you, I want to hitch a ride with you up to Lake Placid and make a little contest with Steve and Chris to get down the luge track there.
Oh, yeah,
No,
right.
I don't have.
If that happens.
I don't have a suicide wish.
I don't like where this is going, John. No.
I'm not liking this.
John, you haven't met me yet. I'm not the body type that goes down ice tubes.
Do you
really
think
fast.
Jimmy is? He's kind of like the Michelin
I
Man.
feel like Jimmy could do it. He's aerodynamic. We're both aerodynamic, but
Now, wait,
no.
John, can you go over the requirements again? Because last time I remember you saying that actually, due to my weight, I'd be pretty good going down the track.
Yeah, gravity.
Yeah, centrifugal force. Well, so the bigger you are, the faster you'll be, but to a
And the
point,
harder you fall.
because then you could also be a wind barrier.
Yeah, but I think the most important part is that he would not look good in one of those tight skin suits, and that would, of course, end any chance we had of enjoying this moment.
It would just be form fitting. So listen, we're gonna go over some picks a little later on in the show, and before we even decide our final picks for baseball, do you have an idea?
It's the middle of winter.
Coming from you, well, we made the picks last year this time. What do you think another bet would be?
And I'm still not shaving my head.
Okay, none of the head shaving.
What's wrong with getting your head shaved?
I don't want to look like you two
Huh?
clowns.
What? I'm sorry, John.
Oh man, I mean the next step would probably be you probably need some underwear to go with that dress because I think you're wearing the wrong type.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to be checking his underwear though. That's
I don't.
Oh boy. Yeah, I will be doing none of this gambling. This is not my type of gambling. You can take me to a casino, we'll gamble all day. But this this escalated so quickly, John. So quickly. For an American hero, what are you doing to us?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
You'll
Still
always
are.
be a hero in our hearts.
So listen, we got the Winter Classic coming up in DC. Are you going to be going to that?
I'm gonna try to.
You better.
I'm gonna try to.
You got
I think tickets will be a little bit tougher to get than I think Redskins tickets this weekend went for $4.
Oh my God.
Did you go?
I didn't even go.
No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So what's going on? I mean, what are people saying down there about the Redskins? How bad has it really gotten?
Oh, they've definitely turned on RG3, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think, I'm not really a big sports guy as far as knowledge. I like to watch them, but I don't think when you're a QB that can run the ball and then they can't, I don't think he's kind of got the arm to be in the position he's in. I don't know what you guys think.
Have you gotten into the DC sports at all since you've been down there?
No, I'm still a New York guy.
Good answer.
True and true. I
Good
like that.
answer.
Well, you might see Geno Smith down in Washington next year. You might see RG3 back up here in New York next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. I miss it.
Yeah.
You come back up here for the holidays?
Of course. I will be up there for Christmas, and we'll have to go grab a drink.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. John, listen, I really appreciate you calling in, buddy. I hope you're doing well down there. I know I talk with you often, but I hope everything is going well. And again, this is John Daly, U.S. Olympian with the USA Skeleton Team. Thanks for calling in, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Take it easy.
It's been a fun show so far, you
Yeah,
know?
it's been a good
A lot
one.
of
It's been a
action.
good one.
A lot of action.
Yeah,
I know, it's
we
the way you
haven't
like
covered
it.
half
A lot
the
of
topics
action.
here.
We never cover any of our topics.
No, we don't. We don't.
Why not? Come on.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, it didn't. Okay.
It ended.
Oh, no, it's a calling again. Anyways, all right. So back to these New York teams. So screw the Jets. We're done with them.
Yeah.
Do a whole roundabout with New York.
Mhm.
There's really only two.
I'm loving
There's
that.
there's only two relative teams in the state of New York, and I say the state. And although the Rangers are over 500, I'm not including them in this conversation right now.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not.
That's so
The Islanders are the most relevant, and then you have the Bills, who really need a miracle. Although they're tied with for being in the hunt, they're tied with I think 7 other teams at 7-6 record.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams that really need a miracle at 7-6.
It's what, it's such a Buffalo thing to happen to them. They finally have a good year, and then just certain things don't go their way,
Yeah.
and now they're playing well, and then it's going to absolutely backfire on them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not going to be
it's
good.
hard. One,
Islanders.
oh, the Islanders won nothing.
Glasses.
Yeah, the Islanders
Glasses are killing me, man.
Nah, the Islanders won one other. But no, I mean Buffalo. Look, I always want to see Buffalo play well. I think it's good for the state.
I think they're going to finish over 500 for the first time. It would be
Yeah.
since 2004, I think it was.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not going to make the playoffs. That's the problem. The AFC is so good.
Stepping stones for Buffalo. Let's just
Right.
get a winning season.
Yeah, no, they're heading in the right direction though. They definitely
Yeah.
are, and that's got to be positive.
Well, they're going
Kyle
to take a
Orton,
step back because they're
Big
good.
fan of Kyle Orton. Though.
Well, Buffalo's not.
Why?
They
Not
should
a fan of him.
Mario does not like.
No. You did
at
not
all.
just equate Mario's opinion of Kyle Orton with all of Buffalo.
Yes, I did.
A state of
Do you know
New
any?
York,
Do you know a
major
Buffalonian?
city.
Do you know a Buffalonian?
Move on.
Do you know a Buffalonian? So Mario is Buffalo.
No. No. God.
And then we have the Islanders, who
The best-
I don't want to discuss them so much right now because I do have that segment for the Rangers and the Islanders. But just for the sake of
I
what
think
it
we're at
is,
that point right now.
No, we're not.
we're gonna go to off-season moves.
but just for the sake of what it is, I mean, for Long Island, this is kind of like writing a movie script almost right now. It's their last season on the island, okay, which is kind of sketchy to say because they did sign a contract for 25 years to play
Which they
6
can-
more games at
which
the
they
Coliseum
can-
every year.
No, that's not part of the contract.
I thought it was part of the contract. Come
No.
back and play 6 games every
No.
year.
Oh,
Where was
buddy.
that then?
Never.
Oh,
it was in
buddy.
your imagination.
You tried.
Sweet. If it's not going to happen, then I don't
It's
have to see
in
them.
our imagination.
Great.
Yes, but
No, but overall.
but the problem is the Brooklyn contract can be broken after like 6 years.
It's not happening.
If Barclays Center is sold, which is likely,
It's not happening.
The contract will be broken after 6 years, which means they can go back to Long Island.
Yeah, but also means that the guys who bought the team have literally zero ties to Long Island, and that would be a very bad thing for the Islanders.
And how much percentage do they have, though? Didn't
All of
Long...
it. By then they'll have
No,
all-
Wong's going to be minority owner.
Yeah.
Yeah, by then they'll have all the
Okay.
money.
No, Wong's still going to be minority.
I'm sorry.
There's
When I say
a percentage carryover.
Because we're going to break down the profits that they make, these giant windfall profits. No, we're going to talk about controlling interest here. That's what people with a brain between the ears do, controlling interest. They will own 51%, and they can do whatever they want with them. And Gary Bettman, who I have so much faith in.
So
They
it's-
wouldn't let a team leave Phoenix. They wouldn't let
Nobody can.
No,
Nobody
somebody
can.
wanted to move the team
The
to
same
Quebec.
guy,
Ledecky
Barraway,
and
whatever.
Malkin.
No, it was
Barraway?
Barraway, the guy that Wong screwed over when these guys came out of nowhere. But no, I think the bigger picture that you're trying to get at is not the Islanders right now, but the fact that it's the Islanders, the New York Islanders, who have been the joke for the last 25 years, are now the best team in New York with the best chance to win a championship over the Yankees, over the Knicks, over
over
the Giants, the
anybody.
Jets, any of these other teams. And I think that says more, and that's the debate, that's what you're really talking about. Does it say more about the run that the Islanders are on, or how bad and inept all the other owners of New York sports teams are?
No, I would rule the owners out of it right now. Honestly, you got to give the Islanders so much credit for what they're doing. I would take all the crap away from the owners. I mean, they all suck.
I think I just died and went to heaven. Jimmy saying that?
No, but...
I gotta say it how it is, man.
Yeah.
I am
No,
all right with that.
No, it's just the ineptitude from New York sports where the problem is I think people automatically assume it's New York, it's big market, there's a lot of money involved.
Not the Islanders.
No, not the Islanders.
Small market.
But for all the other teams that, because they have all these resources, they will automatically be good every year. And the fact of the matter is they're not. Other teams around the leagues, the various leagues, are getting smarter. The revenue sharing is helping parity. There's more information available.
Well, there's also
Teams are
something called a
getting
salary
better.
cap in hockey.
Right, which
You know,
yeah,
which
but
you
there's
don't
a
get
salary.
in baseball, which I
Well,
hate.
there's a luxury tax in baseball.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That replaces it. Jesus
Right,
Christ.
apparently
all
the
those
Dodgers
teams
and
in the
the
league, every team that's in baseball right now is around because of the Yankees.
Well, for now, but they changed that, and that was one of the things Bud Selig did, other than turn a blind eye to steroids, was turn around and change to make sure that there will be parity in baseball,
And as
he's achieved that.
his term expires at the end of the new year,
Yep.
I will miss you, Bud.
I forget who it is. I know it's one of his business.
Rob Manfred.
Yeah, he
was the labor attorney, which
Labor
means
attorney.
I have a shot at becoming commissioner of Major League Baseball.
So let's jump to the
I
Yankees.
also have a shot at winning Lotto tomorrow. It's about the same odds.
Um,
But seriously, you should do that, and then we'll be best friends again
We were,
after the draft.
We were
Although
best,
this is definitely going to be brought up in your presentation.
I do have.
we were best friends.
do
We will be if you're the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
I do have a question. Who the hell is Didi Gregorius?
Didi Gregorius started with Cincinnati, was traded to Arizona in a deal that involved some players. Since Chu. He was in the Since Chu deal and went
He
to
was in
Arizona.
that.
He was.
Yes.
And this is the Yankees replacing.
Yeah, he actually is a really good defensive
Yeah.
shortstop. What I don't get...
Well, that's what I hear. Good defensively.
Oh, he can't hit a leg.
So basically, he's literally replacing
Brendan Ryan.
3 years ago Derek Jeter, when Derek Jeter actually was good defensively, but couldn't hit worth a crap. And this guy can't hit worth a crap either.
No,
10 years
But
ago.
it is the defensive,
last year. The year before
old
that,
age
yeah,
defensive
before
Derek
that,
Jeter we
yeah.
have now.
Yeah, before that.
Yeah,
and the
but
year before that.
but obviously, but here's the thing, though, right? You're talking about replacing Derek Jeter. So if you want to talk about the myth, the legend that is Derek Jeter, no, you're obviously not going to replace that aura of somebody who can say something like, "Yeah, Jeets." You can't replace that.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you can
Didi.
do. Yeah, Jeeds.
Yeah, Jeets.
Greg's.
That could definitely fill in. But no, you're not going to replace that aura. But at the same time, you guys are jumping on him. Did anybody think that Dave Robson would really be able to replace Mariano Rivera?
He did.
And he
Did you
just
think
got
it would?
paid.
Yeah, but did you? My point is, did you think it was going
And
to
it felt
happen?
so good.
Did you think it was going to happen? No, probably not. You're just Mariano Rivera.
He's not gonna
Nobody
be that
else can
good,
throw
no.
a baseball in the ninth inning like Mariano Rivera can.
And you know what's
And-
going to happen next year? Dylan Betances and Andrew Miller is going to have to replace David Robertson. No,
It's not a problem.
Who gets
it's not
credit?
a problem. I think Dylan Betances will do a phenomenal job of it.
Right. I think he will as well. But
I do
who
too.
gets credit for that? For creating a bullpen where you're going to replace
Cashman.
Mariano Rivera. You think Cashman gets that?
He's bringing the players in. It comes down to Girardi for actually calling upon
because
the players.
Betances was a starter.
Well, that's not going to happen anymore.
Well, I know it's not going to happen, but he was a starter. Just like Mariano was a starter.
Right.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
was a starter in '95. So
what kind of decisions? Like, do you got to give Cashman? Because Cashman's coming under heat a little
he
bit.
brought the players in.
He's saying he brought him in, but then does Girardi get? I mean,
it's
how does
also
that?
I mean,
Cashman
the
that
players-
destroyed Jabba, though.
the players are good. It's not the fact that it's anyone who brings it in. The players still have to play. And, they're able to adapt to their roles and play the way they're supposed to be playing. And whether you're a starter, it just really goes to the myth of what I was saying earlier. You don't need to be a special player to be a closer. Anyone can go in there and just pitch.
Oh, no.
He's hating on it only because he hates the closer position.
That's because we're Met fans and we've never had a closer that was any good. That's why. I've been burned my entire life, ever since John Franco.
Let's say Franco, yeah.
I'll never forget 2005 when Braden Looper on opening day.
Braden Looper. Oh, you know what? A great... Joe and Evan. Evan had a great Looper reference the other day. But, yeah. No, exactly. From Benitez to Looper.
We had Wagner.
Oh, that guy, though. Yeah, but again, what teams was he on?
The Phillies.
No. What year?
He was on from 06 till 09?
Yeah, and what did we do from 06
Collapse.
to
06.
Harder.
It wasn't him, though.
Harder, right?
It wasn't him that collapsed. It was the team.
All I have to say about that, guys, yeah, he was tough, very scary. If I met him in the hallway, I would shake his hand.
And
say he's a great man.
shorter than
But he's not here right now, so I'm just going to say this right now. That guy might have been a plant from Philadelphia. They said go over there and tank everything, ruin the team,
do shit, though.
do steroids and all kinds of things.
That was Paulo Duca
All right,
with steroids.
ease up. We got,
whoa. Don't talk about Paulo Duca like that.
He also banged 19-year-old girls.
And he bet on the ponies.
Yeah,
and
he
what's
did bet on the
wrong?
ponies.
Was he married?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with this picture here.
Well, then,
All right, hang on.
I retract what I said.
We got Bobby calling in a minute. So real quick, what I want to do is just go over some offseason moves here. The Yankees making some moves. They brought in Andrew Miller from Baltimore. Woof freaking who. Didi Gregorius. I don't care.
Who freaking who? He's one of the best relievers
God,
in
this
baseball.
Yankee-
Everybody comes to the Yankees and tanks. So
Sounds like
you
the
have to
Mets.
go in with low expectations right now. Chris Young apparently can't play for the Mets, but he can play pretty well for the Yankees.
He's not gonna
Yankees
play
brought
pretty
him
well,
back.
yeah.
Didn't
He
say
really
that.
did.
Yankees reinstated A-Rod back in October. We'll see how that pans out. Brian Cashman re-signs a 3-year deal. Moving on. Kevin Long is gone.
To the Mets.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Long went to the Mets?
Yeah, it's Mets hitting.
I didn't know he went to the
And
Mets.
Pat Rossler, who was the assistant hitting coach, is
Wow.
also on the Mets.
David Robertson signed a 4-year, almost $50 million with the White Sox. Mets, the only move the Mets made was the fences. They moved the fences in.
Yes.
To assist in Curtis Renderson.
David Wright.
I don't know if you know about Dave Wright's buddy called Michael
Michael
Dyer.
Dyer, yeah, you remember him?
You consider
shoring
that
up a
30-year-old
right
bag a move?
Yeah.
That was a
The
great
outfield
move.
bat. Yeah.
What's he going to do? Play 25 games, get hurt again, blow out his knees?
No. His knees
I
fine.
think Brian Ernie made a great point earlier. He's like, no one's injury prone until they actually get injured.
Right.
And then it just goes away once in a while.
That's right. The guy was right up there for a batting title 2 years ago.
Yeah. And he
He
played
can't stay healthy, though.
He can't stay healthy in the mile high.
And he's also 38 years old.
35,
He's
but
not 38.
we're not going to mincemeat here.
35
They
years
signed,
old.
they signed to a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
That's all they need. When you have a pitching staff like the Mets have, they're going to be absolute stud after stud after stud after
like.
Rookie of the Year,
What
after
up?
Cy Young candidate, after All-Star game starting caliber pitchers.
Dyer hit the ball the way he hit the ball because it was thinner air out there.
He hit
And
25
now
No, wrong.
now
times in
he's going to
Minnesota.
be here.
He hit better
And
in
now
Minnesota.
what's going to happen is
With
he's
Billy
gonna think
Hayward
he's
in
better.
Little Big League, Michael Dyer did pretty well.
Who's allowed the Mets to bring? Who's allowed the Mets to bring these fences in for these guys? I mean, clearly that's the reason why.
Anybody that
No one
watches a
can-
game, anybody that's going please
God, just-
give me one less warning track power shot.
That's just it's
I
terrible.
don't know. I'm actually excited about baseball this year.
I am very excited about baseball.
The Yankees gonna have a circus around with A-Rod, and the Mets.
I want to try and count how many Met fans already say, "Forget the season; it's over"
No.
in the middle of spring training, because that usually happens every
And
year.
the first pitch.
Yeah,
And the season's over.
That's it. Oh God, when is he calling? He's late.
He's not
That's all
late.
right.
It's 8:45.
No, that's fine. But
But he's
no.
actually watching the show.
Let's switch gears though. Hold on, we'll wait for him.
Oh, he
This
must be
is
calling in a second because I just
Bobby
got,
Raj.
I just got a tweet. Wow.
Boom! Ask and you shall receive.
We got Bobby Rajabi on the air. What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
How you gentlemen doing?
Good.
How are you?
Hang in there.
I'm doing all right. You're talking about baseball. I got a couple of things to throw out there before we get on to the MMA talk.
Sounds good.
Bring it on.
John Lester.
Yes.
John Lester, I'm sure he's going to do the right thing tonight or tomorrow morning. But, I mean, if he doesn't, it just means that he doesn't have success in part of their bread. So we all know John Lester's on his way to San Francisco.
It's either San Francisco or I'm going to stretch it out and say I think he's going to find himself in a Cubs uniform.
I mean, if he likes the spread and, pizza, fine. But
How do you not? Yeah, but wouldn't he be part of the? He'd be part of the Red Sox, and then to go to the Cubs, win a World Series there. Come on, they gotta be a legend.
What illusion are we working under that the Cubs are anywhere near winning anything?
No, well, they're making some moves there. They got a couple young players. They're not going to be as terrible. They might only lose 95 games, maybe something like that.
They just got Montero. I think they'll be all right with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he comes to San Francisco, he hangs out for a year, gets to see some water, goes on a boat or two, and then we'll win in 2016 like we do every other year. We had
I mean, Bobby, you really can't talk about much of anything sports-related because your team has won the World Series 3 out of the last 5 years.
I know, it's great.
Those San Francisco Giants are killing it.
What'd you think about Bumgarner getting named the SI Sportsman of the Year?
I mean, I've never seen a man win a World Series by himself. That's what happened.
The most.
So I don't know what else he could have done. Maybe if they're going to give it to a baseball player, there you go.
The most interesting.
The man won the championship by himself.
The most interesting thing I saw about Madison Bumgarner today was that while he was younger, Madison Bumgarner dated a girl named Madison Bumgarner. No relation. He said he double checked.
Is there any amount of checking that is going to make you guys comfortable in that situation?
Depends on depends. There's certain things you can get around there.
Question: you guys are Mets fans.
Whoa. Relax.
You are Mets fans, right?
I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah, Bob.
Dylan, is it G or G?
G. Yes.
Is he good?
Yes, he's a very serviceable back of the end starting pitcher.
I mean, besides the rookie, should I be excited or should I think this guy's not much better than Ryan Rolison?
He's better than Ryan Rolison.
Yeah, better than Rolison. The guy, look, he's a quality innings. He eats up innings, right?
And in San Francisco's division, you'll be all right.
Up until the point where he got hurt middle of this year, he had the 4th best ERA amongst every pitcher in baseball from May of 2013 till May of 2014 with a 2.89.
Yeah.
So he's a good pitcher, and we had to get rid of him. But
yeah, and it seems like San Francisco, you guys do a pretty good job out there of grooming pitchers, right?
Except for Lincecum.
Yeah. Well, no, Lincecum. Is it me or did Lincecum just get too stoned to play baseball anymore? Is that what happened?
What he did is that man sacrificed his right arm for our victory because a man who weighs 150 pounds shouldn't be able to create that much torque.
That's
and
true.
they're not being able to throw anymore. There you go.
Yeah. So you think Lincecum really just came down to just poor mechanics and eventually caught up to him?
I mean, the way I understood Lincecum is, the legend of Lincecum is that him and his tops came up with this throwing motion that just
the dollar bill.
allowed him to throw 97 miles an hour on a 2-seam fastball, and you can't keep that up.
Yeah, that was the one. That was him grabbing the dollar bill behind him off the mound? I believe I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Tom Seaver. I remember Tom Seaver though. Yeah, one of the many. Yeah.
Now let's switch over to your blog. It's MMAzing. Your alter ego, Dr. Law, happened to be the only one of your group to actually pick Robbie Lawler to win the UFC welterweight championship on Saturday night. So congratulations for that.
I appreciate that. See, if I was really showing my brilliance. Honestly, I didn't hear about brain at all. That was just me thinking with my heart and really wanting something to happen. And people on the story of Robbie Lawler, you're talking about a guy who started this when he was 19 years old. And I think he's like 31, 32 right now. And he was a man when he was 19 years old. And he fell off and he went to other promotions. And he looked like he just didn't care anymore. He fell asleep at a press conference, I remember. That was pretty entertaining. And he came back to the UFC last February, and he just went on a tear. And it was nice to see him realize his full potential this past Saturday night.
Now, was this their second fight between each other?
Yeah, they fought back in March. Tommy Hendricks and Robbie Lawler. George St. Pierre vacated the welterweight title because the man was just burnt out, and these two were the obvious contenders. And they had the fight of the year in March, and it was a very close fight. And the one on Saturday, quite frankly, might have been closer. I thought it could have gone either way, and I was just happy Robbie pulled it off.
Yeah. And the other title fight that was going on was Anthony Pettis. He defeated Gilbert Melendez, right?
Yeah, we got Anthony Pettis, who's physically a very special athlete, and his problem has always been just getting in the cage. The man's always hurt. But when he's in there, he's just incredibly special to watch. And you guys caught the clip a few years ago of the man running off the cage and kicking somebody in the face. That was tremendous.
Yeah.
He also, this past week, was the first mixed martial artist to grace the Wheaties box.
Nice.
And he's just very, very special. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be a huge, huge deal. It's hard for a guy in a lot of weight class to make a big impact for the general public, but he has the look and the abilities to do so.
Now, what's on deck for Lawler? When's the next time we're going to see him fight?
Well, with Lawler, we got a couple of options this year because before this fight, Rory McDonald, who's kind of like George St. Pierre's protege, was promised the title shot, and he's Canadian, and the fight is supposed to happen in Canada. But given how close the fight was this past Saturday, I'm assuming Johnny Hendricks and his team are just clamoring for another crack at Lawler, and it'd be kind of tough for them to, it's not hard to argue in that fight on some level, given how close it was. But Rory McDonald against Lawler is an attractive matchup for the UFC because Canadians love mixed martial arts. And Rory McDonald has a chance to be a pretty big deal. And he fought Robbie Lawler about a year ago, and that was a close fight, but Robbie did win it. So it was a good fight. It'd be interesting to see how they match up. So it's one or the other. It sounds like Robbie Lawler doesn't want to fight till at least March or April, given how busy he's been the last year, which is always good for his sake, get those injuries healed up. Quite frankly, everything that happened Saturday night, guys, was overshadowed by CM Punk. Did you guys hear the story?
That's of
We
course.
were about to get there.
What do you? This is our show, right? It's not my show. That's a complete lie. I just like to hijack it from time to time. We're exactly going to lead up to that, but thank you for stealing your own thunder.
Well, honestly, I got people coming up to me who don't know anything about mixed martial arts. They know that I have a podcast and I love the sport, and they're asking me about CM Punk. And he's a professional wrestler for many years.
Right.
And my understanding is, and I used to watch pro wrestling a lot when I was a teenager.
You mean in law school, right, Bobby?
I graduate. A lot of people graduate from watching pro wrestling to mixed martial arts, it seems like.
Right.
And I was one of those people.
Right.
But I knew who CM Punk was because he was that big of a deal. He's kind of like a version of the Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock or one of those people.
Right.
So you always heard stories about him being a big fan. And my understanding is he left World Wrestling Entertainment and the man wants to fight.
Right now.
Okay, I guess he's gonna fight.
Right now, that's an interesting thing that a lot of people are talking about, right? I mean, wrestling is, for all intents and purposes, it's entertainment television.
It's fake.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it's but it's predetermined. It's an entertainment, form of entertainment. And granted, these guys are athletes. They're in shape. They work out. A lot of them do train in martial arts. But talk about the transition that it's going to take from someone who is in the spotlight and understands what it's like being in a ring to actually taking punches to the face. What do you think that transition is going to be like?
Well, what we got here is this is, a lot of people try to think of Brock Lesnar. This isn't Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Lesnar,
he was an Olympic athlete, right?
He almost made the Vikings.
Right. Yeah, he was an NCAA champion, right? Almost an Olympian, right?
Yeah, Brock is a fantastic English wrestler.
Right.
CM Punk's background in martial arts, everybody knows he's a jiu-jitsu student and he trains with the famed Gracie family.
Right.
And he said he has a background in karate, but he's also 36 years old. And
Yeah.
I know wrestlers hit each other, and it's not everybody knows it's planned, but they make contact, but that's not a real punch. He hasn't been hit by, he wasn't fighting 185 pounds. Chris Weidman, New York World, is 185-pound champion.
Right.
I told you that is a whole different world of pain. It's going to be tough. He looks like the type of guy who's very serious about it. I've heard him speak before. And if he takes it seriously and goes to one of the best gyms in the world, as many are actually inviting him, that was nice to see. Many of the top gyms are inviting him to come. I think it's hard in about 8 months.
Yeah.
And the best comparison I got for it is probably Herschel Walker, who did this a few years ago.
Right.
But, they can't give him anybody that legitimate.
Right. That's the thing. That was the next question. Where do you see him coming in? Obviously he's not going to step in and go right to a title fight. Although Joe Rogan and they might want to see that on for pay-per-view points. But where do you think he comes in, and what kind of impact do you think he has on the sport of MMA?
I mean, let's be honest here. This is about putting acid in seats. This is about taking eyeballs. And he's going to do a very good job at that. This is the biggest signing the UFC's made since Brock Lesnar. And there's no mistaking that he's going to make them a lot of money. And they're looking at somebody who's 2-0, 2-1.
Right.
Something like that. But, I don't know. I think it's just going to bring eyes to the sport, which when Brock Lesnar showed up, they did the same, and it helped with pay-per-view violence and attendance. But he's not going to be a contender. He's 36 years old.
Right.
I mean, the total professional wrestling is out of his body. For all we know, he could, training, gets lit up a few times and realize that this maybe wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, but he'll walk away with some money, and again, all they really care about is getting eyes on the sport. I mean, where do you think the sport is right now, as far as popularity? I mean, I know they have a lot of pay-per-view fights. They seem to make a lot of money from it, but where do you see the sport right now as it is?
Well, the sport's definitely not as... I mean, when we talk about the sport, we're talking about more than anything else the UFC. They're the dominant player. It's not as great as it was a couple years ago, and a lot of that appears to be that the sport's kind of been ravaged by injuries the past year.
Oh, it's a brutal sport. You would think injuries are a part of that.
Yeah, and it seems like it was almost like an injury bug. Like the number of main events that fell through this year was kind of alarming.
Right.
But even with that, you still got big things happening. You got, UFC's on, Fox on network television. They're on Fox this Saturday. They're going to be on Fox.
Right.
With a pretty big fight between Junior Dos Santos and Stipe Miocic. And they just signed exclusive apparel agreement with Reebok, which I know goes into effect in the middle of next year, where all the fighters were going to be wearing Reebok gear. Which, it's really one of those things that helps legitimize the sport,
Right.
I mean, I know in 19 of the NFL, I'm not sure who does NHL.
The NHL right now is...
Is it a Reebok?
Yeah, it's Reebok.
Yeah, so all the major sports seem to have one big sponsor that does it, and that's, a sign of an advancement of the sport.
Yeah.
So,
but is that ultimately...
It used to be?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, though, these guys, right, these guys that are literally putting their lives on the line, they're not paid a lot of money. These title fights, what does a guy make in a title fight?
If you have to see the title fights, you're making money in a title fight. Especially if you're the winner and the champion, you're getting points in the pay-per-view backend. You're going to walk away with a couple $1 million, I assume. It's hard to say because this is very much a private company, the UFC, and they don't release their salary figures.
Right.
They release a base salary that they're forced to report some information to the Athletic Commission.
Yep.
But that's almost just for the purpose of the Athletic Commission. If they ever need to fine somebody money, they know what they're taking out. It doesn't include all promotional bonuses and pay-per-view points and all that stuff. But if you want to make money in this sport, it's not easy. You got to go to the UFC, you have to stay in the UFC and, put on exciting fights so people, so you can move up the card and stuff. And the price you pay for the exciting fights is sometimes you get, knocked out a bunch.
We're talking with Bobby Rajabi of It's MMAzing. You can view him on itsmmazing.com. Bobby, last question. UFC 182 is coming up in just a few weeks, January 3rd. And it looks like the title weight's going to be John Jones versus Dan Cormier. What do you see is going to happen in that fight?
Guys, I know I'm kind of a show for this sport, but if there's a fight you guys are going to watch, you're going to want to watch this one because John Jones and Daniel Cormier truly don't like each other, and, you get that promotion a lot in cage fighting and, other, combat sports, but I think everybody must have heard the story of what happened at the MGM Grand lobby a few months ago.
These were the guys. These were the guys that. Yeah. They started fighting each other, right, in the middle of the lobby.
Yeah, they got a fist on the middle of the lobby, and they both got fined. The Athletic Commission, there's a big to-do. So, and you're talking about John Jones is the best fighter in the world.
Right.
He's pound for pound number one. He's an athletic freak of nature. But Daniel Cormier is an Olympic wrestler, and he said stuff like John Jones is going to take you down 100 times.
Yeah.
And while he's exaggerating, I think most people think he can take down John Jones if he wants to. And John Jones wants to prove a point. So, I mean, John doesn't want everyone to go out there and try to smoke him, but there's also possible we see a new champion on January 1st.
Well, thank you for that, Bobby. It's been a pleasure speaking to you again, and I'm sure we'll have you on again soon. Bobby Rajabi from itsmmazing.com,
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate
Dr.
it.
Law. Thanks a lot, and have a great night.
Thanks, Woods. Have a nice show.
Take care, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself in the computer right now.
You look like a bigger tool than
I
usual.
feel like just looking at myself, I belong in the movie The Breakfast Club.
Can I please have the glass back?
Absolutely.
I gotta be honest though. You did a pretty good job of selling that MMA stuff.
Dude, it's awesome. It really is.
Yeah,
You know?
I did see. It was funny. I did see the. You see those highlights, right? Whereas I think the ones in the MM.
We watched
in the
fight.
MGM Grand.
We watched the fight together at Croxley's one night.
Oh, where Silva had his leg snapped. in
Holy
half.
shit.
But I'm not
I
trying to
was
watch
there
a
too.
sport.
Yeah, I was there too.
I'm not trying. Right, we're hanging there. I'm not trying to watch a sport where there's where that's supposed to happen all the time. I don't need to see that all the time.
Bobby sold me on MMA a little bit in law school. He was telling me about like this is silly.
Yeah.
And then I actually watched and
No, it's gaining popularity, but I mean the big problem with MMA right now is like he had talked about the injuries. I mean the hard work, the brutal beating your body takes just to get through the amateur ranks, to get exposed, get a title fight, get on a pay-per-view and actually make some money. It comes to that point where is it really worth it?
I still can't spell
Yes.
MMA.
Well,
no,
we
it's
can work
UFC. That's UFC. You can't.
I can't spell either one of them.
MMA is the sport.
Now,
UFC
can
is
we
the
talk
league.
about something for a few seconds? I'm sorry for switching subjects, but
No, please.
I have to brag
I
about.
don't
this.
know anything about what. Fantasy football?
I'm in the fantasy football playoffs in the weekly rant league.
Is it a weekly rant league?
There is a weekly rant league.
Oh, you're right.
You turned it down.
I did turn it down.
Why did
Because
you turn it
I
down?
am miserable.
We went
Ask
back to-
anybody that knows me.
So is
the
this
last
league.
time I made a playoffs in any sort of fantasy-related sporting gambling venture has been
I tried telling
next to
Steve.
never.
I tried telling Steve a while ago that fantasy football is 99% luck. The other 1% is the skill you know in picking players and hoping they do well.
Well, I have none of that. So
Okay,
it's literally
it doesn't
100%
matter.
luck.
So
I might as well
his
take the money.
rebut, his argument to me was, no, it's not. You're completely wrong. It's so much skill. Yada yada yada. Which is why I'm better than you. Which is why I beat you. Well, guess what just happened last week?
You beat me.
I beat him. And I throw it
cares?
right back in his face.
You're
and
not
he belittles
in the
it. I say,
playoffs.
you know what? I beat you. I am better than you then.
Oh, let me get this straight. He belittles you. Is that
Oh,
happened?
yeah.
Is that the first time that's ever happened?
No.
From the guy sitting
All
there
the time.
in a dress. Like, let's pull it together for 1 second here. I really think you could take a little jibbing over the fact that you beat him.
And that.
Wow, yeah, that's quite the look. What the hell are we doing next? What do we got? I want to hear about the damn Super Bowl show.
I will
Talk to me
We'll
about
go to the
We're
Super
gonna
Bowl
get.
show.
We'll get there. Let's
We'll
get
get
to the
there.
last thing.
Wow.
Want to do it now? We'll do it now. Fine.
Let's go to NFL pictures.
No, let's go to the Super Bowl show. Chris wants to know about it.
I wanna know about
Let's-
the Super Bowl
let's talk
show.
about the Super Bowl show.
Let's hear about that. I've
So-
been waiting since an hour.
So being that we already know who's going to be in the Super Bowl, now we're going to do a show for
Who's gonna be in the
Super Bowl. I
Super
have no idea.
The Jets and the Giants.
The winner of the AFC versus the winner of the NFC.
Wow,
is
that's,
my
that's
guess.
Ooh,
profound.
that is a bold.
I'm gonna
bold
John
statement.
Madden that one.
That's profound.
I guess the team that scores more points
It's gonna
will
win.
probably have
What's
a
a,
good chance
what's a
of winning.
word that comes after pork?
Cupine. you ever see
No, move
Family
on.
Feud?
Move on.
Family
Ah,
Feud.
we got another caller.
Oh my god.
We're in the middle.
You are on the weekly rant with Jimmy and Steve.
You sound so
and
excited.
Chris.
Yeah, hi, this is John from Florida.
Is this John from Florida who's also in the weekly rant playoffs?
Whose entire team is the San Diego Chargers
And Peyton Manning.
and
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I actually, before I get into my regular question, I just had a question for. I wanted to know if Calderon made the playoffs.
I think the answer. I think the answer to that one is no.
We were talking about this before. I am vindicated. I'm bringing this up forever for everyone in the league that I actually was in last place for the entire year and then won the division. So
Well, let's just go over it again. You started off 0-5-2, and since then you won 6 straight. And that's some people can be like, oh, whatever, big deal. He got a good run. No, they don't understand that your entire team is the San Diego Chargers
And Peyton Manning.
And Peyton Manning.
I know. And then we all know what happened when Manning got 2 points the other day. That
You
wasn't good.
just got
Other than
demolished in the first half of your match.
That ruined a lot of people's.
Hey, did I win the division? Thanks.
Yeah, you know. Here's the thing too. You drafted C.J. Anderson in the 15th round, and then cut him immediately thereafter. Just imagine how good your.
So Hey, listen, you can tell by my drafting, some of my decisions are a little out there, but hey, I won the division.
Hey, you know, Jimmy drafted Eric Ebron with his fifth round pick, and look where he is.
Yeah, we're still waiting
Let's
for
get to
that
this question. I don't care about your fantasy.
All right.
I could literally.
So, John.
I got to be honest, man. I could literally give
I wanted
zero
to know-
shits.
I wanted to know if you guys think that if the Chargers can still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's going to be close. I think so. They're in that wild card spot right now, dude. I swear that is. I think all those teams there are what 7-6
I'll
surrounding
try
them.
to rate him 5.
They're 7-6 all around them. They're just
Right.
one game ahead. You got the Texans, Dolphins, Bills, Chiefs, Browns. They're all 7-6. They're just sitting one game up atop at 8-5.
They just played New England, and they have like the toughest schedule coming up of the remaining
Three
three
more
or
weeks,
four
yeah.
games left. So,
3.
but I mean, they're not going to win the division, but I expect them to be a wild card team.
If they beat the Broncos this week, they really can win the division.
And I have them beating
Yeah.
the Broncos this week.
Which means the Broncos are going to win by 40.
Yep.
And also, hey, good stat. Are you wearing a dress right now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're like way too comfortable in that. Were you born in?
I said the same thing, Monty. You didn't see when he walked out in here. He looked way too comfortable in this. And again, I don't care, Steve. We will still love you no matter what. You will still be our friend, and all the political correct things that we need to say right now, so we don't get kicked off the air. But yeah, you're not kidding.
We're on
He's
YouTube.
sitting here. He's all happy with himself too. He's upset his accessories didn't match.
I never said that.
The shoes didn't go with the right bracelet.
He ripped his stocking.
Ripped his stocking. It's very uncomfortable. All I know is that you guys are no longer allowed to make any bets until I approve them, and this will never be approved.
Hey, good show.
Thanks,
Good show, guys.
thanks, John.
John.
Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Blame John Daly.
That guy's an Olympic athlete. I'm not blaming him for anything. Other than maybe the fall of the Soviet Union. Whatever. Go America.
Oh my God! All right, so the Super Bowl show.
No, I got to take
Yeah,
this
I'll
off.
see
I
about
can't
this.
see.
The Super Bowl show. It's going to be our second annual
Can't
Super
see
Bowl
what
show. We'll be
those
doing for the 9/11 Responders
that's not
Remembered
good.
Foundation.
Yes.
Foundation of Society
9/11
Organization.
Responders Remembered Park.
Park.
Yes.
I always screw that up.
You can't spell UFC.
No,
And the Islanders are winning 3-0.
they are.
Come on.
Continue. Chris has got a
So-
bedtime.
I know.
Let's be a little serious. I mean, it's very important. No, it's
Serious.
nice
I'm
memorial.
sitting here in a dress.
It's a very good point, but I do think the memorials, let's slow down.
They actually just had the tree lighting this past weekend.
They
Right.
did. It was a very good event. A lot of
Excellent.
fun.
Excellent. So that
Tree lighting.
the park that's ran by Marty Aponte, who we will be talking to this week, I imagine.
No, not this week.
No, next week?
Next week.
Next week. Doesn't matter. You guys don't care when we're talking to him.
No. I don't care when we're talking to him.
Either way, we'll be doing a show at Croxley's Ale House on Super Bowl Sunday, likely from 11 to 12.
I don't know.
Around
More
there.
Crockley's Ale House?
Croxley's.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we do big stuff here.
Oh,
We
Jimmy,
got
I
our
did
we got our big boy pants on.
we did the Villaroma.
Yes, you did.
True.
That Villaroma was fun.
True. That was
Oh,
awesome.
That place is great.
Yes.
It really is.
Come back in the winter.
If we're going skiing, yeah. Yeah, Doc, if you're watching this, Doc, you owe us little ski passes.
He still has my banner that left out front. I haven't heard back from him. Like, where's the banner?
Yeah,
Never
no,
heard
he's
back
holding
from
on.
him.
He's promoting. He's gonna. Yeah, you can leave the banner up as long as I get that ski pass we were talking about, and maybe some ski rentals.
You don't have skis?
I don't have skis, but I love skiing.
Go with me.
I'm
I'll
going
get you
on
hooked
Saturday.
up.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
skis. I gotta go Friday to pick up skis.
Whatever.
So the Super Bowl Sunday show, that's what we'll be doing. It'll be a great event as it was
When is
last year. Super Bowl Saturday at
No.
4 o'clock, February 1st. By the way, big news.
This is the Croxley's in Smithtown, by the
Yes,
way?
Crocs is in Smithtown.
In Smithtown, New York.
So we have an
Smithtown,
app
New
now.
York.
We have an app,
Yeah.
and with this app, you can do anything and everything, including scratch off lottery tickets.
No, that's not. No.
I don't think you could lie on TV.
Still not on TV.
Computer.
Let's try again.
There's a problem with the calendar on there, so don't pay attention to it. It says that our 55th episode is going to be on October 12th of 2014. That already passed. That's tonight.
That's a problem.
So, and then the Super Bowl show, well, that's right, only it shows that it's at 4 o'clock, and I can't fix that error right now.
What, the Super Bowl show?
No, the for some reason, my Google Calendar, the iCal, whatever the hell it's called,
Right.
it's just not syncing properly. I got to make a phone call.
That's some technical difficulty. I mean, we never really claimed to be good at electronic.
Jimmy never
Nope,
claims people with anything.
I got an app going.
You got
did get an
That's
app
true.
going.
No, it's a big time now. It's a
I
big
got
time.
an app going.
It's from all that money that flows in.
It's from all that Patron I was drinking.
Let's make an app. We got one.
Got it 3 weeks later and $500.
Hey, no, well spent. But yeah, go and it's in the Google. Wait, it's in the Google Play Store. Go to Google if you have an Android.
Yes, search for the Weekly Rant Sports Talk. You will find it. It's also on our site. If you want to. Yeah, it's also on our site. And there is a typo on the app. I have no idea how to go back into that either.
I'm going to give you a little bit of PR here. You don't announce the typos and the things that are wrong with the app when you're announcing it. You talk... The first word?
Yeah.
You spelled the wrong?
No, can. It was supposed to be C-A-N-T, and I just wrote can.
Oh, man.
Without the T.
Man, this
no
is
one ever said you were smart.
If you want to download this app and know what it's really like back here, look at the app. That's exactly...
You're getting
what
the real
you
deal.
see is what you're getting.
You're getting the real deal.
Oh, my goodness.
NFL playoff picture, let's run through this. And we did, so we just ran through it. Are we going to discuss it or just run through it?
Oh, man.
We can talk about it for a second. I think the Patriots and Broncos are in. Packers are in.
Yeah, I think
my biggest question here is going to be two things. John brought it up. Who's going to be the Ravens or the Chargers? And then the other question is, first of all, the Falcons. That's just so terrible. That reminds me of the Seahawks. But the Cowboys, are they going to make it? I don't want to see them in it, but are they going to make it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? You think they'll... It comes down to this weekend.
The Lions have to play Green Bay again. It's just...
Okay, so if Philadelphia
Lions,
wins, that's going to hurt them big time.
I think Dallas will win this game, though.
Okay. I have Dallas, too. You want to go over some picks?
Sure. Let me pull up my picks.
Sipo, get the list and...
Yeah, let me... do you want me to go over this?
I'll...
Yeah, I don't need to give picks. Unless... no, I'll give a pick.
Yeah.
But then you can just bet against
We're not actually
We'll just do a rundown here. Right. Seattle, Arizona. St. Louis and Arizona. I have St. Louis.
I have Arizona.
Love the way St. Louis have played the past couple weeks. They're riding a 2-game shutout streak. Awesome.
They played the Raiders and the Redskins.
It's awesome.
Raiders and Skins.
So I think it's going to happen.
All right.
Giants and Washington. I have the Giants. Sipo, what do you have for St. Louis and Arizona?
Arizona.
Okay.
I'm screwed. I have the Washington Redskins defeating the New York Giants.
I got the Giants over the Skins. You?
Who cares?
Good answer. I got the Jets over Tennessee. This is going to be the worst game on TV. Do not watch it.
That means you gamble hard on that because Vegas not paying attention to it
either. Jets in Tennessee. He has Jets in Tennessee. Jets over.
Tennessee. The Jets can't play football.
Neither can Tennessee. Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh over Atlanta.
I do too.
I'm taking Atlanta.
Okay. I would like to see Atlanta win just to make it look a little bit better for when they make the playoffs.
They didn't play that terrible against Green Bay.
Yeah, they did.
What was the final score?
I think it was 41-38.
That's close.
It was 41. It was a 6
I'm well aware of what I'm well aware of what they did in the second half.
It was 43-37.
Well, did you see that guy
won 44 and a half?
12. That was a 12-team parlay.
Yeah.
With, Joe Colombo, the resident Vegas insider for us, a 12-team parlay that paid out on a $15 bet. $45,000. His last bet was a 12.5-point cover by the Falcons,
which they did, and they almost didn't because that Mason Crosby field goal.
Yeah, that's why I
got Baltimore over Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You? Okay.
Whatever. Anybody other than Jacksonville?
I got Green Bay over Buffalo, but I am looking forward to that game.
Me too.
You?
I'm actually going to take Buffalo. I think Green Bay is going to overlook them.
I want to see that happen. I have Tampa Bay over Carolina in light of what happened with Cam Newton, unfortunately, that car accident.
2 broken vertebrae. Him and Tony Romo are going to be best friends.
He has the, what do you call it? The
transvestite
conversation?
What?
The transverse composite prostate?
I don't know.
Transverse
Let's move on. We're clearly not going to medical school anytime soon.
I have Cleveland over Cincinnati.
What's up, Tom Goodzik?
I have Cleveland over Cincinnati.
Cleveland. Johnny Manziel time, baby.
Starting.
Right.
Stop it.
Same time. Oh.
This is terrible.
Johnny Manziel. He's going to run into that end zone all day long.
Hey, did you see what he said?
Football.
Did you see what he said? So when Hoyer missed that pass downfield to Josh Gordon,
I could have effing hit him.
Yeah, I could have effing hit him.
But of course you want your backup quarterback to sit there and be like, I can make that throw. I can make that play. I can do it.
Birthday cake weighed 45 pounds.
Oh, would you stop with the nonsense?
Cost $600.
Who cares? That's it?
No,
$600?
No, it's actually pretty money.
Who cares? It's $600.
Literally, no,
Guy
actually,
was
literally.
making millions of dollars in the NFL. You
No,
don't
he's
have
not. He's making $100,000, and we're talking way too long about Johnny Manziel.
no.
Guy, I don't know if you know about his Snicker commercial, about all the other
my
commercials
God,
that he did.
yes,
If you think
yes,
Manziel's not a millionaire, and he comes from a rich family anyway, who cares about a $600
No, I'm
pay?
serious. It's actually money.
That's amazing. You should, anybody watching this still, thank you, and you should also go Google image Johnny Manziel cake. It's a literal bag of money.
It's money.
In cake form. That's hilarious and awesome, and that's why people love the guy, because of things like that.
No!
Yes,
Love
everybody with their right mind loves Johnny Manziel.
I'm holding a pen, the Mayor Byron Brown.
But you should definitely
Yeah.
bet the shit out of Cincinnati.
Indy over Houston.
Yep, same.
Indianapolis.
KC over Oakland.
KC.
Yep.
New England over Miami.
Yep.
I'm taking Miami.
Ooh.
You know, Sipo, you're going total opposite on a lot of these. Are you going to join me?
I'm
San
taking-
Diego over Denver.
No. Denver.
Denver.
Damn. Detroit over Minnesota.
Detroit.
Oh, man. I'll say Detroit, but I have little confidence in that.
Okay. Seattle over San Francisco. I got Seattle over San Francisco.
Seattle.
Yeah, San Francisco.
I should write these down. Dallas over Philly.
Philly.
Dallas.
I don't actually have Dallas winning. I thought I did, but I forgot I picked Philly.
I'm taking Dallas.
And I have... this is going to bite me because every time I do anything with Chicago, it's the opposite every time.
Stay away.
I have New Orleans over Chicago.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
New
taking
Orleans
New
is
Orleans.
on the road.
New Orleans
I know
all day,
they're
every day.
outside of the dome.
Chi-town.
Chicago.
But Chicago,
Monday
Brandon Marshall,
night.
is Brandon Marshall going to play?
No, he's
He's
on
on
IR.
Guys, he's not a
It's
hockey
rhetorical
player.
question.
He's not a hockey
That was a
player.
rhetorical question. He's not going to play. He's one of their top receivers. Yes, I know they're forte. Yes, they have Bennett. Yes, they have Jeffrey. But I like New Orleans in this matchup.
Then you should like New Orleans because you have not watched any Bears football. They're awful. They're
Did you just
actually
watch
awful.
Carolina
Every time-
shred them and New Orleans a new one this week?
Yes, but every time I
Orleans
bet
is still
for
New Orleans.
Chicago, they lose. I bet against them, they win. I don't know what the
I
hell.
think there's a
to
lot
do
of
with
people in
them.
Chicago that like you that would like to talk to you about that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Go New Orleans.
So that's our talks on football. Jimmy, I think it's just about time.
Yeah, I don't even have a rant. Should I repeat one that I had the other day about Starbucks?
No.
You didn't even hear it.
I did hear it. I got
How?
via the grapevine.
It's not good. It's offensive on so many different levels.
Yeah, this again.
And just, I don't know how in the world you ordered a cup of coffee, which is what you said you did, and it cost $5.04. It's impossible.
No.
It's supposed to cost, whatever, $2.75. What did you get with?
I have a rant.
Did you get venti with mocha?
I got
frap
stupid with
and-
never getting it again coffee. My rant is now. Check this out. This is actually. I thought this was pretty clever of me.
No.
It is my rant is why I haven't received any contact yet.
Oh God!
On dating
stop
profiles?
This. No,
So-
stop this.
No. You're gonna want to hear this.
No, I'm not.
So I go to Dave & Buster's the other night. Just hear me out.
I just want to know for when this goes viral on YouTube. My name's Christopher Porcelli. You can find me on Twitter, cporce1, and Instagram. When this goes viral on YouTube, go Jimmy.
So I go to Dave & Buster's the other night.
I don't even know what's going on here.
And
About to be a train wreck.
and I was
You
drinking.
mean like the show isn't? I'm wearing a dress.
I was I was drinking beforehand, and I decided let me take a cab there. Let me take a cab and go out, have a good time. So me and Joey from Fantasy Football.
You took a cab to Dave & Buster's?
Well, I was drinking beforehand, so I wasn't driving, and then I was probably going to drink at Dave & Buster's too. Smart, come on.
Safety first.
Yep.
So, anyways, I get to Dave & Buster's, and I'm doing the walk around, playing some games here and there, smoking hot girl, right? Gorgeous. I'm like, I can't leave without approaching her and saying something stupid. So let's make this happen. Only now I could not think of what to say. And here I am I'm playing basketball. I'm fat. I'm sweating.
And you're
now-
at Dave & Buster's on a Saturday night.
Right.
So
So
you're
there's
sweating
there's
because you're
going
sitting around
against me.
14-year-old girls and you're like, I don't know if my parole officers allow me to be
Oh my
here.
God.
Why are you talking about this? Nobody. No. Stop.
So
Stop.
listen. I had to go up there. I said, I gotta talk to her.
Did
So
you say, hi, I'm Jimmy from the Weekly Rant?
No, even worse.
No, he handed her a business card.
no,
It's
no.
like, is your dad okay that I'm talking to you right now? No, I know. Me and him are drinking beers over there.
Even worse. So I go into the store. I use that little card that you get the points in the back, and I bought a Superman doll thing, whatever, you know. So I ask her for a Sharpie marker back there. I write my phone number under the cape on his back. And I go up to her and says, I got to give this to you, but you got to tell me if you're here with someone. She says, no, it's just a girl's night out. I says, well, I'm Jimmy. This is a very special Superman. And I hope to hear from you soon. My number's on the back.
Did she have to take the SATs the next day?
I don't know. But,
Did she throw it at you?
No. I just hope she didn't leave there for like some old man to pick up and start texting me. But I wanted to hear back. That was my rant. Like, I wanted to freaking hear back. That was clever. Come on. That would give me credit.
That was creepy.
And it was, right?
I'm not sure which is worse.
It was cute.
Pork chops?
Is talking to girls your kryptonite? Nailed it. And on that note.
Damn it.
And this is why I'm here, and I'm gonna walk off on that one. Peace. Let's go.
As Mario would say, that is a walk-off.
Where's
All right,
the
so,
mic drop? I need a mic drop.
Oh, man. All right, so transverse process. That's what
Which
Cam
one of our fans let us know about that?
my sister.
Hey, don't sound so upset. Hey, remember you didn't tell about the time that me and you went to a Christmas concert together.
You told me it was a holiday concert.
Hey,
I'm
kinda-
it's a
no.
Christmas concert.
I'm
He
a-
said it himself too. He says,
I know.
"Sorry, if you take offense to the word Christmas, it's going to be a long night." Those are the first words out of his
Take
mouth.
offense to the word Christmas. Anyway, I'm not going there. I'm not getting political. I'm just a little upset that I didn't get a ticket to that show. Just gonna say.
Well, listen.
You went to the Isle game with a bunch of yarmulkes.
Yes,
not.
phenomenal text,
I went
by the
with
way.
Heather, who bought me that Islander jersey. Thank you. It's amazing. I love every second and fiber of it.
I'm trying. There we go. We'll go old school on this
Yeah,
one.
let's go old school.
All right, let's see.
Deterioration.
Hopefully
When's
this
your next
doesn't-
show, Jimmy?
See, this is gonna do this, so we're gonna not do that. Hang on, uno momento, por favor.
You can just get rid of the mute button. That's been.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Boom, there we go.
It's a way to finish strong, boys. Way to really bring this one home.
Yeah, this is
This is special. We did a good job beginning of the show.
I don't know, could not play. Okay. So, anyways, what's going on? Well, you're not coming back next week.
No.
Okay.
What do I have next week? Something else.
I'm gonna be back next week. Next Tuesday.
Chris, are you back next week?
Do you want to come back next week?
I might have to save this show.
So you may or may not see Chris back here again. Otherwise, next Tuesday, we didn't even do half this stuff. You can find the show, facebook.com backsplash
Wow.
if you want to redo your kitchen and have the words facebook.com /the weekly rant
did it
show
again.
intentionally. Next week you call in 1-609-975-9689. You got us here at Ustream. You can get all the information from Facebook. And again, our app at the Google Play Store. Just look up the Weekly Rant Sports Talk, and you will find us there. Let's see if this works now. Because if not, it's just
Nobody's
not.
watching anymore.
It's just... Is it... Oh, wait. Did this just shut off on me? I think that's what it was.
Okay, just unplug it.
No. Hey, there it is.
Wow.
What? So anyways, you can find us again. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a good time.
Look, you have some now.
Thank you.
Cheers, bub.
Cheers.
Cheers, bub.
See you soon.
Everybody knows it's gonna be one of